Hello, you beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle. We talk all things life, love, spirituality, love, attraction, and all of that juicy goodness. We are here for our energy reading. We're going to open up some sacred space. I have two downloaded messages that I got this morning that I want to share with you all at the start of this reading. So if you're just here for the cards, you can flip ahead until you start to see me shuffle. But these two messages are super powerful and really important. So let's call on our guides. Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, please open sacred space. Please only allow the highest and whitest light messages to come through. Bless me. Bless my cards. Bless my beautiful viewers. Thank you all for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know where you're tuning in from. Got more cards over here. Okay, so the first two messages that I got, the first one was, when we are watching certain content, when we're listening to certain music, or maybe even we're interested in a special person, we are, if you can think about it like this, like wherever your energy goes, right, whatever you're focusing on, if you can imagine you're like Spider-Man or Spider-Woman, and you're like sending a web, you're sending a web to the person, to the TV, to the music, to the computer screen, to the phone, right? Every time you open up Instagram or social media, you're sending a web, right? And it's courting you. You're now attached to it. And I know we hear this all the time, cut cords and your energy, people are pulling on your energy. But if you really think about it, very simply, you're watching a movie and all of a sudden you're immersed into the movie. You've attached a web, a cord to the TV. So now there's this cord attached to the TV, and now you are kind of a victim to whatever happens on the other end of that cord. If it's a scary movie, if it's a funny commercial, if it's soothing music, your vibration is now being affected by whatever's happening on the end of that cord. And a lot of times, depending on what we're looking at, we're not in control of what's going to happen next. And when we are living life in general, and we want to work on our vibration, and we want to feel good, and we want to protect our inner child, we don't want to put our energy at the mercy of something else. We want to always be empowered. We want to always be sovereign. And so that's choosing what cords we are going to attach to. So the message I got was about addictions. So if you can, now that you understand that, now think about the things that you're addicted to, right? Say it's vaping or coffee or alcohol. Maybe you just always like to have that glass of wine at the end of the week after a long work week. Well, think about it. Your hand is sent a web to the wine glass, and every week your energy is focused on it. So, of course, you're now at the mercy of it, and you need it, and you think you need it. So, in order to pull back that energy, right? One of my cards in my Micah Magic deck says, pull back your energy. And this is why I created it, because we have to learn. Say, I have a Starbucks coffee on my counter, and that's one thing that I'm addicted to is I know that their coffee is moldy and it's not good. And every once in a while, I just love like the peppermint mocha coffee. And I know that it's not good for me, but I continue to put it in my system. And then I tell my system can digest and process anything. I'm fine. So I tell myself that story too, but I know deep down, like it's not good, right? So I can see my cup right there. And they say, and I've done this a few times, a few mornings where I'm really wanting the coffee and I don't do it. And I'm like, no, Michelle, you love yourself so much. Why are you going to put something that's harmful into your body that you're going to have to work harder to process later? Or in 10 years, it could cause some kind of issue that you're going to regret. So they say if you sit with it, and if you just resist the urge, like, so for me, it would just be to not leave the house in the morning, or to leave the house to go drive to get the coffee and drive right by the store, right? Just don't even stop. Just drive right by it. You feel like you got it, right? And you're saying, I am no longer attached to that. My energy is not attached to that building. My energy is not attached to that wine glass. My energy is not attached to, maybe for some of you, if it's a snack cabinet or ice cream in the freezer. You just sit and say, I'm pulling back my energy from the refrigerator. And the longer you sit in that energy, everything dissolves. The web, the cord, it pulls back, and now you're empowered. And I cannot tell you the amount of energy that you're going to feel, the amount of empowerment and strength. And as I said that, I just looked down, there's the Page of Wands, first card. You know, that's the energy that you're going to be in. You're going to be like, I am unstoppable. I am in control of myself. Holy shit. Right underneath that, this is my addiction card, the devil card. So this is the lure that's luring you in. And then the Page of Wands is like, I'm free from that. See the loop behind her? There's a circle. She's no longer looping. She got out of the loop. Okay. So if you feel like you've been looping with a person, with an addiction, with a habit, just sit still long enough and say, it's just a pattern at this point. I'm just literally on a hamster wheel going and thinking I need it because my energy has been attached to it. And all I have to do is unhook the cord, undo the web, but you have to sit with it. You have to sit in the moment that you want it and not choose it, but don't go do something else. Like literally sit there and say, I'm okay without it. My energy is just attached to it because I'm afraid to feel something if I don't do it. So if you don't do it, sit with the feeling. You might actually cry. You know, grief might surface. There might be a trauma that surfaces in the moment because maybe your whole life you've been running from this stillness, and that thing that you were addicted to was keeping your mind busy and keeping your energy attached this way, when really you are the sun, right? You are the sun. The sun does not get wrapped up in the weather. Think about it. Is the sun affected by the rain and the clouds? No, it is so far out of our universe that it gives air, it gives life to everything. That's what you, and they just totally blocked my throat. That's what you are. You are the sun. You are the observer. You are the life giver. You are not your addiction. And when you can sit back and say, I don't need that coffee. Yeah, my body might feel a little physical ickiness or pain, or maybe I'll feel emotional, but I can sit in that for a day and I know it will dissolve. So addictions, the first message for today was, if you feel attached to anything, this is your call to action, to see it as an energy cord has just been attached to it. That's all it is. And it's been focused on it, focused on it, focused on it. And now you need to just kind of pull it back off of that thing and bring it back to you and get into your soul frequency of being the sun. Okay. Now I want to pull two more cards on. I want to pull some Micah magic cards on the devil and the Page of Wands, because that was pretty powerful, that I did not know that they were the top two cards. So this is how spirit works. I also have Ask Your Guides, which we're going to pull a page from, one of my favorite books by Sonia Choquette, and then Inviting Angels into Your Life. I felt like my archangels were calling on me today to invite them in. So we'll do those two at some point during the reading. And if we don't do it, then that's meant to be. But as of right now, I'm going to pull cards. Wow, your higher love is coming. So maybe when you finally get into that soul frequency of not depending on an external person, addiction, habit, routine, maybe that's when this person drops in, because now you've freed up the space to be all of you. And now they can see you. Now they can see the sun. So it's like, I just heard, when you give up your addiction to whatever you're addicted to, the clouds clear and the sun comes out, and your person is a magnet to the sun. So they're going to find you. I didn't even see this card flipped. Get out in nature. Okay, so maybe that will help you. Getting out in nature will help clear the urge to want to do the addiction, and maybe make nature your new addiction. You you guys, look. Holy shit. You are the sunshine in their life. I cannot even make this up. My nose is itching like crazy too. Thank you, guides. I love you, Micah. You are king or queen, never settle. I literally cannot right now. I sound like a teenager. I cannot. I can't even. You are the sun. You are the sun. The addictions are the only thing keeping you from being your highest version of you. And that's what this is. To me, it's wonderful to have partnership and stuff, and it's a great portal for growth. But really, what you're looking for is you. You're looking for peace in the connection and outside of the connection, which is like peace with yourself, right? Because you're going to be in that connection. This is another card, new partnership. I just keep flowing. 7 of Cups is like, what do I do? What decision do I make? Ace of Cups is a fresh start in love. A new cup of love is overflowing. And a lot of times people are in this unknown because it's cloudy, because they can't think clearly. Remember, anything that you're focused on or you're tying a cord to, that is now going to kind of control you on the other end. And we want to be free. We want to be sovereign, and we want to cut all those cords. And I don't even like to think about cutting it. I like to think about unhooking, because when you unhook it, if you cut it, there's still another piece attached to that person. So with a cord, we want to unhook and recoil, right? We want to coil it back up. And I just thought about a snake too, which is like a rebirth energy. So because of that, we're going to pull an animal card. I still can't believe we got the "You are the sunshine in their life." So maybe this means that all along you've always been connected to this person, and your addictions are their addictions, right? If you guys are connected on a soul level, you might share the same addiction. So imagine if you're the one that breaks the addiction, then you set them free too. So get out in nature, new cup of love, Page of Wands. You're no longer looping. You'll know what decision to make once you're clear. Wow, we just got my manifestation card, Lady Luck, Ladybird. And I need my glasses. All of your manifesting positive thoughts and visualizations have been heard. And the colors are totally matching the right side of my table, all the pinks. So beautiful. So if you're seeing ladybugs, it's a sign of manifestation energy. You're in the flow, stay there. Okay, let's keep going. Actually, what we're gonna do Ask Your Guides. All right, Sonia Choquette, what message do we need to hear today? Teacher guides. I love this. Chapter 16. Some of our soul's most devoted guides are our teachers. They resonate at a very high frequency and work closely with us to raise our awareness and understanding of our true nature as spiritual beings, concentrating their efforts on helping us discover our purpose in life as well as our karma or lessons. In fact, the word karma means to learn, and it implies a sense of a classroom. Unlike runners and helpers, which are other spirit guides, these spirits have little or no interest in the day-to-day affairs of our lives. They don't concern themselves with questions such as, will I get married or should I buy the new car? Instead, their attention is directed to freeing you from the limitations of your ego and expanding your awareness so that you can fully embrace your unlimited potential to live in joy as a divine being. And to me, that statement right there is exactly why I do my readings. It's why I do the work I do. I want to help myself. I want to free myself from my own limitations, and I love helping other people. So this is a really perfect message for all of us. They're also committed to guiding you in how best to serve your fellow humans. Yes. They help open your heart and dispel illusions, fear, judgments, false ideas, and self-imposed limitations. Often, the same teacher guides oversee our soul's journey from one lifetime to the next. They group together to make up your soul's school. With each period you spend on Earth representing another level of advancement, much like being promoted to the next grade in school here on the physical plane. Some of these beings have lived past lives as mortals and such are sympathetic to the difficulties that humans face as they learn how to advance in life. They've often been wise men and women, mentors, or holy ones, and choose to continue this work on the spiritual plane. They have great patience and compassion and often much humor as they strive to help keep you aligned with your soul's desires. It may surprise you to think of some of your teacher guides as living, or even to view yourself as a potential teacher guide. But we all have an ancient soul history, and we're strong, even masterful in some areas, while we still have a long way to go in others. Both Charlie and Dr. Tully, her teachers, taught me that we're all both instructors and students of one another at the same time, because we're all connected like cells in a body, all showing each other how to grow on different levels. I love this so much. So overall message here that we have teacher guides and sometimes they're human. Sometimes they're in human form. And I know for a fact that this is, the energy that I am focused on and I pull from pages, from cards, it's usually, what spirit is guiding me to teach all of you. So that's confirmation for me too. Just like I'm a student to all of you and you guys are a student to me. We are exchanging and passing energy back and forth, and I'm learning on my end and then I'm sharing it with you. You guys are watching and listening, and then maybe you're commenting and then sharing it with me, or you book a session with me and then we learn from each other on our calls. So she's saying here that your teacher guides may show up in spirit form, and a lot of times they've lived physical lives and they know the pain and the suffering, and they're here to help you with your karma. They're here to help you with your lessons. They're not here to help you manifest. They're not here to help you get a good parking spot. Those are your runner guides, which you'll read in that book as well. So you call on your teacher guides. If you're working through a karmic situation, if you're working through a divorce or job transition, if there's a certain icky pattern that you can't release, call on your teacher guides. Just say, teacher guides, I call on you. I need your help right now. Why do I need to learn this lesson? Why do I keep repeating this pattern? What is the lesson I need to learn here? Even if it's with money, a lot of times people are not learning the lesson with their finances, or maybe it's self-love or acceptance. But to tie that into all of this, you are not looping anymore with addictions. You're realizing that what you're putting your energy on is the karmic lesson. And it's to no longer be bound by an external object, person, or habit. Okay, so we're pulling back our energy from all of those. Okay, so let's pull some more cards. Let's do some more Micah magic, and we'll see where we go with this reading. Breakdown that builds character. Yep. The shattering of patterns is the breakdown. It's us literally being stripped away of everything that's not a match to who we are. Remember, if we are the sun and we are engulfed in the weather and we're like in the tornado and we're in the storm and we're crying and we're sad and we're frustrated, we've been submerged in the wrong energy. We're putting our energy on something that is causing suffering. So imagine if you were to step back and really pause and ask yourself, what am I thinking about in this present moment? So basically, how to be the sun is just to be in the present moment, right? So you pull your energy back, you see yourself crying, you see yourself overthinking your finances, you see yourself not being able to make a decision about your life. Your mind does not have the answer. Okay? I need everybody to really open up your eyes, ears, and hearts right now. Your mind is trying to do this. It's thinking it knows what cup to pick. Your soul frequency, the sun doesn't think. Does she look like she's thinking? She's flowing. She is not thinking. Her eyes are closed. She's not even looking in front of her. She's being moved, right? So when I talk about doing an intuitive day or allowing yourself to be moved, you have to get out of the decision-making part of your mind. You have to just be in the present moment. So if you're in your car right now, if you're at home, wherever you are and you're listening to this, after you're done watching this, I want you to pause and say, Okay, I'm not going to think any thoughts. I'm just going to be present. And say you're sitting in your house and you know you have all these chores to do, and you know you have just situations and things to think about. You're going to say, no, I'm going to take all of that. I'm going to put it on a shelf. And I'm going to sit here right now and I'm just going to see what comes through me in the stillness. You don't have to meditate, but you're just going to sit back. We can all sit back together right now and take a deep breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. This feels so good just to sit here and we're just blank. And then we open our eyes and we take note of what we are seeing. And maybe we start to find gratitude. Maybe you look around and you're like, wow, I'm really grateful that, it's freezing outside here in New Jersey, but I'm warm right now in my home. And all of a sudden, you're not thinking about the problems over here. Now you are in the present moment. Well, guess what happens? When you're in the present moment like that and you learn to find gratitude, that's when all of a sudden you'll get a quick thought out of nowhere and it'll be like, text your friend. It'll be like, get your shoes on, go to Target. It'll say that inner guidance system comes alive and it moves you. Okay, remember this. Your mind, your ego will never find the solution to a problem. Okay, it's going to be your intuition, your inner guidance system, your guides and angels that speak through you or drop you a thought. And that's when you have the solution, because and you might think that that's your mind, but it's not. It's been your intuition, your heart that's been speaking to you, giving you the answers your whole life. And now you're realizing that, oh, okay, now I can control that. Now I can tap into that. Now I don't have to just be at the mercy of life and let things break down. Maybe I can get ahead of it, and maybe I can sit in stillness and listen to my heart and really dissolve that ego and say, no, I am not going to attach my energy to an addiction, to a person. I'm going to pull everything back and just chill and say, wow, it's really beautiful out today. And the sun's so beautiful. And I am the sun. And I am present and I am observing it all on the planet unfolding, and I am okay where I'm at. And if money's not coming in, if the job's not coming in, if the person's not coming in, if you do have all of those things, but you're deeply unhappy, all you have to do is find a way to pull back the energy, bring it to you, and be so proud of how far you've come. And the only way you can do that is when you're present and in the moment. And remind yourself in every moment who you are. You are source. You are love. You are the sun. You are not needing somebody else to see you as a king or queen, because you see you as a king or queen. You don't need anybody else to call you the sunshine of their life, because you know you already are the sun for everybody, for your own reality. And when somebody comes along and sees the sun in you, it's because you already see it in yourself. And to me, that is the ultimate freedom, because now you're not at the mercy of somebody else's thoughts and feelings. You are truly solid in who you are, and you're not worried if somebody doesn't accept you or accept the work that you do or how you think or how you dress. You are just showing up, being your most authentic self, feeling so good and being like, you know what, this is really hard because I grew up always needing to please everybody else. And I changed myself for everybody else. And I'm not going to do that anymore. And to me, that is true sovereignty. Now we have call that person and let go of control. So who is on your mind? Who are you looking to call? Who is going to be calling you maybe? Okay, let's do my very first deck that I created called the Ever Unfolding Heart. Throat is a little raspy. Okay. One card landed on Breakdown That Builds Character. Ooh, we have the buffalo. And you know what? It's so crazy because I'm going to show you guys a cute little picture. I was at my brother's house last night. I had to pick up my nieces from the bus stop. And I was walking through their house, just waiting for them to come home. And I see the cutest little bison stuffed animal. And I took a picture of it because I was like, Spirit, what are you trying to tell me? The bison always represent going through the storm. It's the quickest way through. You go into the storm and you know that the rainbow, the sunshine, everything's on the other side of it. You don't go around the storm, you go straight through it. And that's what this buffalo says. It says, your fear is not real. It's a story you are telling yourself. The buffalo reminds us to face our stories head on, pave a new path in your mind. So again, this is that destruction of the addictions of the mind. If you feel anxiety somewhere, go into it and say, what is this? Why is this here? Where can I pause? And maybe not literally, like think about it. If you have anxiety about something in your life, where can you just not put your energy towards that thing? Like just stop thinking about it. My throat chakra is literally going nuts right now. I just feel like there's just something here and it needs to come out. So somebody's wanting to say something to you, but they're so scared, or maybe you're needing to speak your truth and they're going to be calling you, you're going to be calling them, but the fear is sitting right at the base of my throat. And I think that's the buffalo, is just do it. Just go towards your anxiety. Don't run away from it. And then we have the unicorn. This unique creature reminds us to trust in something we can't see, feel, or touch, but I believe we can feel, Spirit. Have you been second guessing the universe? It's time to start believing again. So having faith that things will work out for you. And maybe some of you guys are going to be going through like a little mini storm in your life, just like everybody going through the fires in California, like that would be considered like the buffalo energy. Like if I did a reading for somebody that lived out there and they got the buffalo card, I'd be like, okay, there might be something coming in your reality where there might be a little breakdown. There might be a little destruction. There might be things that are happening. But in this reading, it almost looks like you're going through your internal breakdown. You're really destructing the attachments that you have on certain things. Okay, that's the way they just described it. Like Spider-Man sticking his web to something, you're pulling all your webs back and you're saying, no, nobody can have my energy anymore. I'm pulling myself back. I am loving myself. I'm going to ask myself why I'm doing what I'm doing before I do it. If you're signing up to help somebody or to work with somebody, ask yourself, why am I doing this? Am I doing it to be seen? Am I doing it to be needed? And ask yourself, is this what spirit wants me to do? Is this what my soul came here to do? And you can call on your teacher guides again, right? Your teacher guides are going to be there to help you because they know all about your karma and your karmic lessons in this lifetime. Okay, we have the bear card. The bear is all about coming out of the cave, shining your light. It is safe to be seen. Hibernation is over. It's safe to come out, you guys. It's safe to be who you are. And I was on a client call the other day, and my client was in an abusive relationship in the past. And, she has a fear of being seen. Like she viscerally, I could see it on the call, and I love her so much. And I love you if you're watching, but she had this like visceral fear. And I can relate. I was the same way. It took me a lot to start YouTube. It took me a lot to put myself out there on Instagram. And we all are scared of using our voice because we're scared of the backlash. We're scared of the pain that we experienced in past relationships when we did speak up. And maybe we got smacked across the face, or whether we got diminished from our siblings. The bear is all about, it's safe. You're not living in that reality anymore, but to honor the body and the nervous system, that's what needs to be addressed. And that, to me, that's what happens with a healer. When you come to work with me, or you come and work with my mentor who does the actual nervous system work, we get to the root of the abuse that you felt. We pull it out of the nervous system. So then the feelings and the thoughts can then come from a new space of, I'm safe now. Where if the nervous system is still shaky and unsettled, we're going to have feelings, emotions, and thoughts that we don't understand. We're like, why do I feel so unsettled about just starting a podcast or starting YouTube? I just can't do it. That's because your nervous system is like this. We need to go in and soothe it, and we need to pull that trauma out. We need to revise it, and we need to say, it's safe now. You are now living in a reality where it is safe to speak. It's safe to come out of your cave. Okay. Okay, let's do some angel wisdom tarot. This is what it looks like. This came out last time too. We have the Queen of Wands. Brilliant, talented, independent, controlling. There's nothing you can't do. Believe in yourself. Actually, no, this came out in my client's reading. That's why it's ringing a bell. The same client that I was just talking about. Never underestimate your ability to make your dreams come true. The need for balance between career and personal life. And you can see she's holding a cat, a black cat. Black cats represent protection. So this is saying you are safe to be seen. You are so brilliant. You're so magnificent. People need your light and you will be protected by spirit. They will not let you drown. And that's the one thing that I learned. I'm 3 years into my YouTube career and my coaching business, and it's been so successful. And I'm kind of at like a pause right now, wondering which way to go next and what do I want to do. And I actually was babysitting my nieces yesterday, and it felt really good to not work and to be in the kitchen and to be creating meals for the kids and to be cleaning. And I just I wanted to be a mom. I really was like, I'm okay if I don't coach right now. It's almost like I'm okay without my business. And I just wanted to make the home warm for the girls and make it a fun experience and just sit with them and just love them. I just wanted to love the kids. And I was like, wow, I've always wanted that. And I always enjoyed babysitting, but this was different. This was I'm ready. It was I want to be a mom. I want to, raise my own. It was a very strange, new, not strange in a bad way, but it was a very unexpected, magical feeling that I was like, wow, for the first time in my life, I'm okay with not creating content. And that was new for me. So maybe some of you are going through these transitions where you're really falling into your feminine energy. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the 6 of Pentacles, which is all about openly giving and receiving. It could be financial abundance coming in too. The good you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of abundance, borrowing wisely or paying off a debt, sharing your wealth with others less fortunate. And that could also be your heart, sharing your heart, sharing like me giving my love to my nieces and the neighbors. I made them all celery juice last night, and I took all the lemons that I had and we made lemon juice, and just because they wanted to. The old me would be like, oh no, I want to save those lemons for me for the week. But I was like, no, I'm just going to openly give, because why not feed them yummy stuff that's going to, obviously make their bodies healthier. And now we have the Fool, the dreamer, a new start. Trust yourself, push your fears aside, and take a leap of faith. So this is somebody walking out the door. They're stepping into their new reality. And I just heard, because you're doing this, you're stepping out of the minds needing to know, and you're being moved by spirit. And that's what's going to lead you to take the leap of faith. So many of my clients right now have left their jobs and have left partnerships or in the process of getting divorced. They're speaking to lawyers privately, trying to move funds and trying to do all these different things because they're ready. They're following the soul call. And when you do that, you receive so much magic and abundance because you're finally in alignment with where your soul has been wanting you to go, right? Your teacher guides have been pushing you and giving you anxiety and nudging you towards this person or this thing, the higher love, the higher way of living. And you're actually doing it now. And even when nothing is showing up in the leap of faith, like say the money hasn't arrived yet, right? And say things are weird. We have to sit in that. That is the unknown. And that's where we have to get really, really comfortable. Here's an example. My client, she lives out in the Midwest, and she was really excited because she found a great lawyer to work with. But then the lawyer declined her and said, hey, sorry, we're overwhelmed. We're going to redirect you to somebody else. She sent me a voice memo, and she was low key, freaking out. This isn't good. I don't know if I can trust this other woman. She's not an established business. She's not as well known as this other lawyer. And I said, listen, I said, if we are being redirected somewhere, it is the universe saying that that lawyer was not good for you. And we have to learn to trust the flow of life. Well, this week she sent me a voice memo and she loves the new lawyer. And she loves that she's so down to earth and she's real and she's not like a corporation. And it was just so beautiful to watch my client learn this process of seeing how life redirects us all the time. And we have to be open to saying, okay, I really thought I was going to go this way with this person, and the universe just literally, redirected me or rejected me. Now I have to trust that where I'm going next is perfect. Everything is always perfect. And to me, it's just a sign that she's on the right path because she's being shown the way. She's not even needing to do anything. She's just reaching out, like, you know, looking for their services, but the universe is doing the co-creation with her. It's saying, oh no, don't go to this person. They're not going to be good for you. I'm going to move you over here. But she was feeling like her soul was wanting to stay. her human was wanting to stay with the more safe lawyer who seemed established and good. She wasn't willing to go off the beaten path and to go off into a new, a new direction where nobody's ever talked about this other person before. So it's a total leap of faith that she's taking. And she got great guidance from this lawyer. So pay attention to where you're being redirected in your life and follow it. As soon as you get rejected or something didn't go your way, you can either revise it and keep thinking, all right, maybe that was just a test. Maybe it's still going to happen, but just not right now. Or maybe it's pushing me to something better. And a lot of times that's what it's doing. It's pushing you literally to something better. And we just have to open ourselves up to the flow of life and go with it and not stay on the loop of wanting to stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. Okay, I'm going to end the reading here. We're going to end with one final card. We're going to use the Gateway Oracle. Receiving from angels. Shimmering wings of angels embrace me with love. So this is, again, your teacher guides coming through. And we have a purple heart here. So purple usually represents the crown chakra, your intuition, your third eye. So your angels are going to be giving you what you need to hear. And your job is to sit and listen, to pull back your energy, right? We're not going to attach our web to the TV, to the phone, to other people, to addictions. We're going to pull it all back and we're going to resist the urge and we're going to feel empowered. And in the sitting and in the stillness, we're going to listen because our angels are going to be giving us messages and we have to be willing to receive. And the way the world is going, we need to be able to hear. We have to be able to listen to what they're telling us to do because sometimes they might be telling you to move cities and that could save your life, right? With the way the world is right now. Like I was watching this, an Instagram story of, do you guys know Mia Magic? She's on Instagram and YouTube, and she's super into education about, how women were just the evolution of women over time and why we're all so restricted in our throat chakra because we were oracles back in the day and we were killed for it, so-called witches. So she wrote a book called Intuition. It's so good. I highly recommend it, by Mia Magic. So she was speaking about how when the fires started in California, she got one of the most amazing opportunities of her career to be on, I think it was, I don't know, the Today Show. I don't know what show it was, but it's in New York City. And she had to fly to New York to be on the show. And it was great promotion for her book and her business. And something told her to bring her cat with her. Like she would never normally bring her cat to New York just for like a weekend trip. But something said, even the neighbor was like, we'll watch your cat for you. It's okay. You can leave. And she was like, nope, I'm bringing my cat with me. And meanwhile, she's in New York sharing the story that, holy cow, like if she would have left her cat there, like, her cat probably would have been fine because the neighbors would have had her, but she had the intuition to bring her cat with her. She was listening to the inner guidance system. And when we're in ego, when we're in mind, when our energy is always being pulled on by a TV show, by a song, by another person. We're distracted and we can't hear. And we need to be able to listen clearly so we can hear what our next steps are. And your soul will always bring it to you when you're feeling good, when you're in your joy, when you're resting, when you're being grateful. You will not be able to hear that guidance if you're in stress, trying to figure it out, upset about an outcome, frustrated about your finances, always complaining about how everything's going wrong. Get out of the complaining. Okay. Pull yourself back. Be like, I'm not the weather. I am not the storm. I'm not the rain. I'm not the thunder. I'm not the lightning. I am the sun, and I am calm, and I am patient, and I shine the light. Okay. So you are the sunshine of your own life. And you, yes, the teacher guy said, you guys might be teacher guides for other people, just like I'm a guide for all of you, but you guys guide me too. So we have to be the sun for each other. Final message, be the sun. I am sending you so much love. Thank you for supporting me, my daughter, and our channel. I will see you guys in the next one. I hope you have a fabulous week. All right, peace out.